guys, it's Katie from Share Ranch, and today I am gonna root these guys. Now, it may just look like a bunch of sticks, and it is, but these are elderberry cuttings that I ordered from a shop on Etsy, and I got 23 of them, and we are going to be rooting them. And since I have so many, I thought that I would do a little bit of an experiment. So I'm going to use 3 different ways of rooting. I'm going to use no hormones, no rooting agents or anything, a commercial rooting hormone, and then I'm going to try using honey because I read that it was it had rooting properties and also protected against bacteria and all that while the cutting is rooting. So we're going to do that, and we're going to be doing them in yogurt and sour cream containers. I drilled holes in the bottom of the containers for drainage, and I've labeled all of them. So we're going to go out to the garage and fill these up and come back in and we'll root them or get them in the pots. Okay, so I am out in my garage and I have my potting mix that I'm going to be using. It's just what we have. So now I'm just going to fill up those containers. Okay, so we have all our containers filled with potting soil. Let's start with the no treatment ones. So we got these cuttings in the mail yesterday, and they've been soaking for almost 24 hours in just some water. And now we're gonna root them. So you can kind of see, the person who sold them, they have an angled cut at the bottom, which is good. And then here are some nodes for them to leaf out, and this one is actually starting to leaf out. So we want this end. We want this end up. So we're going to do the no treatment ones. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 per container, I think was my plan. So we'll just stick them in. And I'm leaving, like this one, there's a node there, and I'm leaving that above the soil level because I don't see any other nodes on that one. This one has 2 sets of nodes. One, it was underwater, and this one is not, so I'm not going to worry about making sure that this one stays above. I'm just going to make sure that this is above the soil line. And I'll press down. And there we go. So these are no treatment. So those are our no treatment ones. The next one that I'm doing is honey. So honey is an antimicrobial. all that kind of stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush, I'm hoping this works, brush the honey on to like the last couple inches. So I have my honey in there. And let's take our cutting. I want really badly just to call it a stick. Like, because that's what it is. It's a stick or a twig. But it's a cutting. I'm just painting it on. My goal is to see if there is any difference in how they root, how well they root, if they root. And with this many, I definitely have wiggle room. Okay, so we have our rooting hormone. It looks like that. It's just a powder. And we're actually since I don't want to like totally ruin this whole jar, I'm gonna sprinkle some out into here. Now I'm gonna read the package directions. So just gonna stir it around in here. When I stir it around, I'm tapping off any excess. Okay, I apparently cannot count. So also I thought when I originally planned this I had 24, but I still can't count because I have 9 different containers, not 8. I don't know what I was thinking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take our 2 from No Treatment and brush them with honey. We have got all our cuttings are in the pots. Most of them, or some of them have 3 per pot, some of them 2 per pot. We have ones with rooting hormones, ones with honey, and ones with no treatment. And we'll see in a few weeks what the results are. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so something I kind of forgot to mention is that we need to keep these moist and where we're putting them. So, let's do that. So, these are all in their trays, and I'm ready to take them to where we're going to be keeping them. So, normally you keep them in like 40 degree-ish temperature. It's way colder than 40 degrees outside right now, so they're not going outside. They're gonna go in our mini greenhouses over here with Gimli. Hi. So this gives them plenty of sunlight, or enough sunlight that's diffused enough. Our house is about 60 degrees-ish and definitely colder near the windows. So we're going to leave them here for 6 to 8 weeks, I think, is, if I'm remembering everything that I've read correctly. So that puts us, it's the end of February, end of March, beginning of May, somewhere in there, and then they'll go, probably before then, they'll go outside, but, to harden off, but, beginning of May, we'll probably be planting these in our backyard, which is super exciting. I'm really hopeful that all of them root. I really hope they do, because that would be amazing. If you have any questions or comments about this experiment, leave them below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of what we do, and make sure you do, because you don't know what's going to happen with these, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye!